So why are you still single? I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn, and in this short video, I am going to be giving you 9 brutally honest reasons why you may not have found love. Now, that's not to say that there's anything wrong with being single. I personally think being single can be the best of times. However, I know when you are single and you want to meet someone, it can feel really infuriating that you just can't pass go. So hopefully some of the pointers that I will be giving you in this video are going to enable you to move forwards and get past some of those blockers that are holding you back from meeting people. So if you're currently single, you will also really know that everyone has an opinion on why you're single. These points that I'm going to raise with you today are just things that I find coming up time and time again when I'm coaching people. Some of them may be more or less relevant to you, so I'd highly recommend that you watch through the whole 9 pointers to the end of this video. So the first reason you could still be single is that your criteria is too fixed or too fixed on the wrong things. So sometimes when people go into dating, they have a very rigid idea of the kind of person they're looking for. And you may find when you're thinking about your perfect partner right now, that you may accidentally describe this kind of like super awesome every person rather than someone who is really a great match for you. So if you're saying, oh, I want someone who's like a high income bracket, university educated, they're 6 foot tall, or they're a size 10, I want to think about how you can get away from these rigid criteria around stuff, like what they do or what they might look like, and how you can instead shift to a place of being slightly more open-minded as to who your perfect partner would be. Of course, things like height and money can be very attractive, but ultimately they don't make a great partnership. What makes a great partnership is someone who you find it easy to communicate with, who wants the same level of intimacy and connection as you do, where the relationship progresses seamlessly and easily, who gets your jokes. These are much more important criteria to be looking out for, because that's often more telling about what the day-to-day reality of your relationship would be like. So I'd advise right now, if you do have a really fixed idea of who your ideal person is, to let that go and to remember actually your idea of who your perfect partner is right now, that's just hypothetical. Instead, go back to the drawing board and really instead focus on how people are showing up for you, how you communicate and how you relate to them, rather than them just ticking a bunch of boxes on paper. The second reason you may still be single is that you also have too much of a rigid idea around what it's going to be like or feel like when you meet this right person for you. And I'm doing that around the word right because, of course, there's more than just one suitable partner out there for us. So it could be that when you go on your dates, you're looking for a specific kind of feeling, that kind of, I'll just know when this is the right person to be with. However, feelings can be misleading, and it's good to get away from first impressions. Particularly if you've met someone online, it does take time to break the ice and get comfortable with one another. So if right now you're in the habit of making a knee-jerk reaction judgment based on that immediate feeling when you sit opposite someone, you may just want to give it more time to get to know a person. If you're not convinced, I want you to think about some of the really good friends you have in your life. I'm sure some of them you did feel an instant click with, but I bet others it took you time to appreciate what awesome qualities they had. And dating is really no different. So be open-minded as well in terms of what the first date is going to look like. Don't be rigid in terms of thinking things like, I always imagined I'd meet someone here. You don't know how you're going to meet someone. You could meet someone great anywhere. So be open-minded as to the where you're going to meet someone, and also be open-minded around the initial gut feeling you might have when you meet them. The third reason why you might still be single is you're in fact hung up on someone from your past. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. It's not much fun. And you know what? It can be really hard for the people that you're meeting in the here and now to compare with a rose-tinted version of your ex. Particularly if you had one of those relationships that was super romantic one minute, super off the next minute. The problem with this is your relationship probably didn't last long enough in one chunk of time that you ever got into the point of the relationship where it felt mundane or familiar or normal or routine. This could be indicating to you that you're addicted to that high of the romance and that initial moment of meeting someone rather than the building blocks of a more real world relationship. Letting go can be hard, but do what you can to shut those doors down. Maybe write down 10 reasons why your ex actually wasn't suitable for you. Block them on social media, recover and start focusing on how you can form new and different connections with people. The fourth brutally honest reason you're still single is because you've become hypersensitive to negative dating experiences. Now, we've all been there, we've had some bad experiences, and when you've had a bad experience, it can be really difficult to let that go and recognize this isn't how everyone wants to treat you. You may have also left a relationship feeling like you didn't really stand up for yourself, and you may have felt that you let your boundaries slide, that you're a bit of a doormat. And this might lead you on the other side of that to be like, no, I am going to now be really vigilant. I'm going to look after myself. I'm not going to tolerate anything. However, actually, this intolerance and being sort of hyper vigilant, hyper on the lookout for red flags can also mean that you enter into relationships with a sixth sense of danger. This could lead you to overanalyzing things, perhaps overreacting if someone does something minorly wrong, like being a few minutes late for a date. And it could be easy for you to overinterpret somebody's actions as being those that lack respect. I really want you to remember that there is a huge difference between collapsing your boundaries and continually turning a blind eye to someone's bad behavior, and on the other side, being just open-minded enough and positive enough about dating that you're able to take that necessary leap of faith to meet someone really amazing. My fifth reason you're still single is a simple one: you don't have the time. Dating isn't that different to any other area of our lives. It does require time, dedication, and focus. It's not usually a quick fix. Because of this, what I want you to focus on is how can you create that time for yourself to achieve this goal. It could be as simple as saying that every day you're going to create 2 10-minute windows where you actively respond to people's messages online so that you don't let that great opportunity go cold because you've somehow forgotten to log into that app and actually be responsive to people. Is it also that you save maybe 1 or 2 evenings a week for dating related stuff? Now, this doesn't have to be a date, but it does mean you have that time and flexibility if a date comes up. If a date doesn't appear in that time slot, this doesn't need to be wasted time. It could mean that you actually go to an activity where you stand an opportunity to meet and connect with new people, or you do something that also cares and nurtures for yourself. So don't feel the need to overcram your diary and leave no room for serendipity or the opportunity to get to know new people. If you are super organized and super busy, actively create those windows of time within your diary in order to dedicate enough time and focus to your dating life. So my sixth reason why you're still single is you're not being proactive enough. Dating is kind of like a marathon, and it's not that woo-woo that just at one stage in our life we're just going to mystically meet the right person. Actually, it's usually about consistently putting yourself out there and to change up your lifestyle so you're just crossing paths with plenty of new people. This could be that you dedicate time to taking up a new hobby or interest. It could be that you get used to being proactive and sending that first message on a dating app. It could be that you even sit down there in front of some close friends and be like, is there anyone you can matchmake me with? I understand that sometimes you may step back from dating because it can become this like tremendous source of anxiety and you just don't want to go through that stuff anymore. But the key here really is to understand you, whether you're a man or a woman, no matter of your sexual orientation, most people need to make effort in this area of their lives to find the partner that they want. That's okay. How can you now remotivate yourself to find dating more fun, more engaging, and how can you start taking more of the positive action that you need to really put yourself out there? My seventh reason you're still single is that you come on too strong. Now, it's great to be in touch with your feelings and to be able to express them. However, a problem can arise when people sense that you're more invested in the outcome of a dating experience than they are. They can almost feel pressure. They'll be like, wow, they seem to really like me. I'm not sure how I feel about them, so this feels awkward. I'm going to withdraw. I don't want that to happen to you. Often when we come on too strong and wear our hearts on our sleeves, it might not also be entirely sincere. Often that comes from a place where we meet someone, they tick a lot of our boxes, maybe you have a great first date or two, and we then give ourselves entirely to this new relationship. Instead, not coming on too strong and not overgiving at the start of a relationship is all about maintaining really good standards for yourself. It's about understanding that falling in love and building that bond and connection takes time. So don't put someone on a pedestal right away. If you find yourself slipping into the, oh, but they're so wonderful, they're so funny, they're so emotionally available, tell yourself, maybe they're wonderful, maybe they're funny, maybe they're emotionally available. You just don't know yet. So I really want you to give yourself time to get to know people before you put them on a pedestal. Okay, so my 8th brutally honest reason why you're still single is to do with your current lifestyle. Are you working too much, drinking too much, partying too much? Of course, we're all a work in progress. No one's life is perfect, but ultimately, you want to be sleeping right, eating right, and be as healthy as is possible for you right now in order to be in the right mindset to attract a partner. If you frequently feel foggy, dazed, confused, disorganized, get in control of that stuff first, and you're going to make better decisions when it comes to dating. My final brutally honest reason why you're still single is you just need to keep going. Sometimes there isn't a reason for this. I know when you're single and really want to meet someone, it can lead you to really overanalyze. And gosh, like people love to tell you as well, don't they? Their hypothesis, myself included, for why you're still single. But the truth is, it could just be a case that you're doing all the right things, you are in the right place. Maybe you need to relax a little bit around the outcome and just start to trust and believe if you keep taking the right action steps, this is going to happen for you. I'm dating coach Hayley Quinn. If you've enjoyed this video and want to continue your learning about how you can build your confidence and self-worth in the area of dating, you can enroll for free in my little online mini courses. There's one for men, one for women, and I'm putting the links in the bio beneath this video.